This. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Random Talks with Jock. I got my good friend James Lott Jr. What's up, James?
I'm here. I was gonna say I'm here, bitches, but I'm here, people.
We
Hey,
hey
what show am
hey,
I
this isn't school affiliated, so
on?
it
Okay,
is
I'm
what it is.
back, bitches. How are
Yeah,
you?
what's
That's
up?
my
It's
first time.
James, man. So you're basically the one that got me going. Um, you
I know. I'm
got me
so excited
started.
for you.
It's,
I know. I want to tell you congratulations because you're actually getting views. You're getting numbers. I have friends who can't get two people to watch this shit. You actually have people watching. I mean, you got like hundreds of views on a couple of them. Like that's very good. And I liked your first one with your exchange students. That was a good one. So
yeah,
congratulations.
yeah, we're gonna keep trying to do it. It's hard though because like Thor's out eating B dubs right now. It's half off wings, so stuff like that. No, James, let's we you do all these interviews. You it's your turn. Let's hear about James Lott Jr. Let's tell me about James.
What do you want to know? Well,
Let's
I have a lot of things. What do you want to know?
let's start with growing up in Inglewood.
This thing right here. I grew up right
Yeah,
here.
is
That's
it
the
is
forum.
yeah, because that ain't Clinton.
So that's I Clinton. No, we're not in Clinton anymore. No, so yeah, folks, in a few months I'll be 56 years old. Yes, that old. And I was born in Los Angeles. And actually, it was so funny you used to ask me this question because I just found out I found my birth certificate.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
I needed
Is
it
it
for what's it, right?
is it made from paper or was it on stone?
There's a
Uh,
stone tablet. They chiseled
Okay.
it out. Like James was born the fourth moon of the fifth sun. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my
Uh,
bad.
yeah, so dinosaur prints were in it. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, so no, because they always say when it says 19 in the beginning, that's what people worried. But no, I found my birth certificate, and what's funny is one of my favorite words is hope. There's always hope. Everything has hope. I was born on Hope Street. Did not know
Oh,
that. That's
okay.
kind of just a weird looking back 56 years. I was born on South Hope Street. I thought that's kind of interesting. But I'm first generation Californian. Both my parents aren't from California. My families aren't from California. And I think I'll tell a quick story because this is how they should have never met. My parents should have never met. It's just so weird. So my father is from Louisiana. My mother is from New York. Two totally parts of the country that are like nowhere near nowhere. And I guess, when he was a preteen, his family left Louisiana and came to LA and moved into one of the most notorious projects in Watts called Nickerson Gardens.
Nice.
If you to any old school rap from LA, they've mentioned it a million times. Okay, so they moved here. Meanwhile, a few years later, my grandmother, my mother's mother, moved out here to take care of her mother in Compton. And my mother and her brother moved out here beginning of high school.
Nice.
So like it's like they should have met. Like the two I mean, like just two
Yeah,
different cultures,
for
two
sure. For
different
sure.
everything. Right, well, crazy. And then they went to the same high school. That's how it all started. He's older than her, but they went to the same high school. He became friends with her brother, my uncle.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And she was a little sister. And then she wasn't.
Yeah.
And that's how it went up.
Yeah.
Her little sister was a little sister. And they got married and then the rest is history. But it was kind of funny how to me, I feel like they shouldn't have, like, it was so weird how that all came together and they met.
Yeah, I mean, that's it's kind of like me and the wife. It wasn't that big of a thing, but Indiana, but she was in Indianapolis. I was in Clinton. But that's different. We got the internet now, so that was some internet dating.
So no, let's talk there for a second. We'll get back to my childhood. I don't say I never, folks. I've never met his wife. I've seen Jock many times. I've never met her. I know his whole family except for her. So I just see pictures of her. But how did you meet her? Was it on an app? Was it on Facebook?
Tinder, Tinder.
I did Tinder. Okay,
Yeah,
Tinder works. I guess it works.
it did for
So
us.
so you were swiping, and you saw a homegirl, and that was it.
Just just brought that pro. I swiped everything, and you can go back and delete. You can get rid of the ones you don't want. You know what I mean? Yeah, I put like a
Well,
100 mile
yeah,
radius.
What I ask you because you're in a rural area. I mean, because LA, there's just a gajillion people on there. So was it you had to expand your area to find
Yeah,
people?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I would drive. I think she lived like, oh, it was probably close to 2 hours. I would
Oh
drive
yeah.
to get there. So just hung out on the weekends and stuff like that for a while. But I
Do you guys
mean,
you did Indianapolis, you do Terre Haute also, like you kind of
yeah, once in a blue moon, but there's so much more to do in Indy,
oh, okay,
like
okay.
our first actual date was like the zoo, play some putt putt, went out to eat. Um, but the zoo here costs money. And I
Okay.
don't know if she knows this, but those tickets were free. They were given to me, and I was like, well, might as well use them. So
Oh, that's very cool. See, very good. So now she knows, but that's very
yeah,
cool.
she probably
Good
won't
to
even
know.
watch the video. So
She don't watch these things. No.
yeah,
No, it's funny. So yeah, because folks that I've been to Clinton several times now, so I know how small and rural it is. I always think for you guys, either you know everybody because you grew up with them, or you know everybody is there.
yeah,
I guess you have to expand the like 100 miles or whatever. I guess
yeah,
so.
yeah. It's yeah. I mean, I went to high school with every girl that was around my age, so it's like maybe had a bad reputation, but it is what it is. Um,
Well, so did
so
you? She's your first marriage, right? The first.
oh yeah, yeah.
Well,
There's
in LA, by the time your age, it's 3 or 4 marriages by then. So I was
no,
looking.
she's we're stuck together. There ain't no going away. So if
You're
we
her
get
first
mad,
marriage. Okay.
yeah. If you get mad, go sleep it off. We ain't got time for that.
I know where you go. Yeah, where you live, I don't know where you would go. Get mad, I'm like, go outside. I don't know. Like, what would you do? Shit, it was kind of
I'm gonna
crazy.
storm down to mom and dad's house.
But he lives like literally next door to them. So like,
They would
it's like,
they would send me home. They
yes, I
would,
know they would. I know Connie would send you home for sure. They were like, get over
yeah.
there.
I'm not a, yeah. They try to keep me out as much as they can. No, so I'm trying to think. Let me get this right. From your stories, you started the internet stuff in 2020. Was that during COVID or
Well,
was it a
here,
little
no,
before?
here's what's so funny. No, I'm actually today I found out this from this morning because you were on there a little bit. I actually have some milestones this year I didn't realize.
Okay.
Um, so it's been so I got into the entertainment business in 2007. So that's 17 years ago, 18, that's 18 years ago. The first show I ever did was House MD, which we talked about a little bit on our show that
Yeah,
I did. Folks don't know that House was a huge show and Hugh Laurie, I was on that.
he's
And
famous.
then yeah, and I'm pretty famous too. Just kidding. Nobody knows me. And then the internet. My first thing when I got on Facebook in 2007, I was on MySpace.
Yeah, me too. Me
Yeah,
too.
on MySpace. My top eight, I was saying, and
Yeah,
Tom.
yeah.
I got a little popular on there just from some of my just being crazy doing little things like that. And then in 2015, it's my 10-year anniversary. I became a radio host. I had my own radio show. I became a
Okay,
TV
that's pretty cool.
host TV. So I'm 10 years this year. It's all kind of this week is my 10-year anniversary. Actually, is hosting. So I was like, okay, and that became I became aware of YouTube, but I had a YouTube channel. Now it's been 15 years this year. I got it in April 2012. Didn't do nothing with it. I was like, what do you do with YouTube? I had no idea. And it wasn't until a few years later when I got to TV, I was like, oh, you post stuff on there.
Yeah, yeah,
You do things. I mean, seriously, I had no, I mean, folks forget this was new back then. This was like, we weren't, what was, I mean, now,
yeah,
I remember I was on Twitter when Twitter was boring. I
yeah,
remember I was on, and Instagram hadn't even happened yet. Like, there was like things, people don't realize there was not much. Facebook was everything. Remember, Facebook was everything.
yeah.
Uh,
Farmville. Remember Farmville?
Farmville, oh my God,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Farmville, oh my God. I need some more. Yes, yeah, the whole thing. Yeah, that was. Oh my God, about Farmville. So yeah, so like it was like so. There's a whole different world. Like they was it's all different, and YouTube was still growing. Like it was still kind of coming and getting growing and stuff. And then Vine started,
I remember the
and
lines.
I loved. Oh my God, I loved Vine so much. I didn't do any videos, but I loved watching them. But it led me to Periscope. I don't
Never heard of
know,
this.
Periscope, and Periscope was the first time I started going live with
Okay.
fans.
Okay.
and you go on there, and it was connected to Twitter. I would go on there, and I had a lot of Periscope followers. I would talk about anything. I was walking down the street. I was going to the beach. I'd be like, "Oh, we love your stories." And, "Oh my God, who are you?" And all stuff. And then Instagram hit everything. But then, so I have a 15-year anniversary of being on YouTube, 10-year anniversary of doing this. And then, but then I was with a network for 6 years. I did over 8,000 hours television. I did all this stuff. And then the pandemic hit. So literally next month, it'll be 5 years. I made JLJ Media an actual network because when all the studios shut down, and I remember it was March 17th, and I remember I was sitting here in this room staring at this computer, this exact iMac. I'm going, what am I going to do now? Like, what am I going to do? Like, what? And in LA, we had a lockdown, so we couldn't go anywhere. And my doctor said at the time that it had compromised the immune system because I had been sick 2 years earlier. He's like, if you get COVID, you'll die. So I said, okay, James, I'll stay inside. So I stayed in this room for 69 days. I did a whole video on it. It was kind of crazy. And I just decided, I said, I'm going to be a channel. And I mean, oh my God, like how dumb was I? I mean, I did not know I did what I was going to do. I was going to do it and see what happens. And 5 years later, I have over 90 shows and all the stuff. You know the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, so yeah, I got a lot different. I'm on every platform. I'm a TikTok star. I mean, I'm on everything. So I mean, now I'm on everything. But I'll say
I
this: all
mean, I
business.
mean, what we're talking about, you want to go ahead and plug some of those how to find you on that stuff?
Yes.
I mean, go
We
ahead.
always. I'm
Yeah, I
sorry.
mean,
Go
you
ahead. Say.
can. Well, I was just say if you want to plug yourself, I mean, there might be some people that don't follow you that might subscribe now, and I mean, you
Well,
have
folks.
yeah, I'm looking at 5.9 thousand subscribers. Get out of here.
Yes. Yes. I have. Yes. Okay. So I always tell people you can follow me. We're all James Lott Juniors are sold at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms. That's my official stamp. On TikTok, I'm James Lott Jr. I have over 22,000 followers, over 5 million likes on that. I'm an actual star on that network. We all know each other on that one. Only because of that stupid bread video. That's another story.
Yeah.
And then Instagram, he knows. And then which just celebrated, it just celebrated 4 years on the air. That's another story. And then I'm on Instagram, James Lott Jr., Facebook, James Lott Jr. Like I'm everywhere. I made it easy, blue sky everywhere. I'm everywhere, James Lott Jr. And follow my shenanigans. What's going on?
Also on streaming networks, correct? Can we
So
find
yeah, I'm on
JLJ on there?
everything. Oh my
Okay.
God, YouTube. Well, YouTube is JLJ Media. That's Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
YouTube is JLJ Media, but all of my products on everything from Apple to Audible. I say Audible because it's Amazon, but it's the Audible side. Audible, Google, Deezer, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Cashbox. I'm on all of those. Any of my product we talk about on the show, you can find it there, or type in James Lott Jr. or type in JLJ Media. Also have books. I have over 60 books. They're on Amazon. So you check that over on Amazon. I have music. And so I'm on every platform. I have a new album coming out in 2 weeks. My 11th album coming out in 2 weeks. Oh, very excited.
Dang. Now, do your books have pictures?
No.
Like,
So you can't read them. Okay.
can you make up the pop up ones with the sounds, please? Thank you.
Oh, well,
Thank you.
Doug Hess and I are working on children's books, so that might happen for you soon. So
Nice.
they for your level. Same for your level.
For jocking up. There you go. That'd be the rating.
Oh God.
So James, like, I mean, I'm starting. I'm just having fun. I no ambitions of making money from this. Speaking of that, how does one make money from YouTube? Because a lot of people don't know. I don't know.
Uh, Yeah, no, no, you're doing it right. You have fun, have a good time first. Don't worry about all the numbers and the metrics, but watch them because so for YouTube, I make money off of everything. So yeah, I make money for audio work, I make money for video. And I learned from AfterBuzz TV. That's what they did. So I followed their model. You have to get at least, I know I have over 1 million downloads on everything, or a million views on my channel. But I think it's 1,000 hours and something that you can start making. I think it's 1,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers, like that. You can start making money,
Okay.
and and you can be a nice little chunk of change. I mean, even if it's $200 a month, that's something,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, but it's like it's just they'll tell you on YouTube. Go to your
Yeah. Yeah.
studio They'll tell
Mhm.
you exactly the amount. So it's like it's a certain amount of hours, watched hours. You have to watch them, and then it's watch hours, and then subscriber counts.
Okay.
Once you
Yeah.
pass those two, and you're in. You set up your account, you're in. For audio stuff, like if you put stuff out on just like Apple stuff, it's downloads. Every time
Okay.
somebody downloads or listens to your program, you get a percentage or whatever that is.
Yeah. So I think, excuse me, I think that confused me a lot. We talk about like the another Wildcat takedown and some of the other ones, and you always say like downloads. Does that mean someone actually listened to it or had to download it to your phone or whatever? Right? That was kind of confused me.
Yeah, I say download, but I mean it could be it's supposed to be downloads and spins, what they call it, like a
Okay.
spin,
Okay.
like
Okay.
EJ. So we get numbers for downloads, we get numbers for listeners, and we combine the two, and that's the number I always give you.
Gotcha.
So it means so it means some have downloaded it, some have it in their system where it automatically downloads to their phone or tablet, and they listen to it, or they click on it and hit it and download it, or they click on it and just listen to it.
Okay.
So it's all three. It's all three
Gotcha.
things. Yeah, and
I
so
just
then
wasn't sure. I know it. I didn't know if they're two separate things, you know, because we, we
yes.
we talk back and forth about that stuff, and I'm like, oh, I guess if people aren't downloading, we're not getting. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know. So,
But some of
um,
those people are downloading it. Some people are downloading it and keeping it. And some people are just like they hit it and they may download it and get rid of it or whatever. But it's still anybody who listens or touches it, it counts.
that's cool.
I think it's 10 seconds. I think I forgot how much it is for it just to count.
Gotcha.
It
That's
starts to
cool.
count. You have to
That's
listen
cool.
to the whole thing. Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about LA. Let's talk about the fires a little bit because we
Oh
don't
yeah.
all we see is the. I don't need any horror stories or nothing like that, but like, what
Yes.
was your experience like? I don't want you to go too deep. I'm sure some people still traumatized by it, but us over here, we don't know about that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So, what was it like, being there with all that's going on?
So thanks for asking. It's so funny. So Doug and I, because it was really bad, um, I asked a lot of my friends for donations, and they really came around. And we hadn't hit you guys in Indiana yet because we were thinking, I want to wait a couple of months. That's when people really need it again. It's like a few months. Everybody's donating in the beginning,
Yeah.
but it's real true test is when they get to go back to their homes and figure out what they need. And so, but I just make sure people know that me and Doug are thinking about something for Clinton to do a little Clintonwood and Hollywood kind of thing for donations at some point. So we'll let you guys know. But it was bad. And I had come home that day. I came home. So for me, what was really weird is to come home under a cloud of smoke. Like all of we get wildfires all the time. They happen all the time. Not in January, but during
Yeah.
the fall, the Santa winds. And
Yeah.
usually they stay in one area. So not saying that's bad or good or whatever, just usually in one area. I live about 40 miles away from those areas. To give people context, people listening who have never seen LA. I
Mhm.
live by the beach. I live by the water. I live by the airport. And so I'm on the coast. Um, where Palisades and Malibu, which I've been to many times, and just PCH, which comes down to where I live too. It's a different PCH up there. It's about 40 miles away. So it's
Okay.
not even close. So to come home and in my neighborhood, my car, well, yard was covered in ash, like it looked like it snowed. It was so weird. The whole sky was dark. And I'm like, that's not clouds. That's a smoke cloud. And I couldn't breathe. And I remember getting my hair was covered in this like smoke. And I'm like, gross. So that was like, so I immediately came, I was in New York. So I came back home to that. And that was very just kind of jarring. Like, oh, okay. Got in the house, made sure all the windows were closed because I mean, my smoke inhalation is not good. And for a couple of days, didn't go outside. And like literally, it was so crazy. But I'm telling people, I know people hear all kind of stuff, and I know out there, and people are calling. But what I saw in Los Angeles is people coming together to help each other. Like I said, I had 13 family members lose their homes. They all lived in the same area in Altadena, and they all lost their homes, all 13 of them. So it was horrendous for us. But what I did is I helped them out,
Yeah.
and my friends were helping them out, and the community came together, and they said they got so much. It was so funny. They got so much stuff the first couple of weeks. It was overwhelming. They were like, okay, now we're overflowing and stuff. People were like giving of furniture and clothes and all that stuff. So I saw people coming together, and I saw you saw a firefighter, you need some water, do you need this and everything. And I've been in a fire before. I've lost everything in a fire before. I live in San Francisco, so I know how fast fires go.
Yeah.
Um, we were on evacuation order for a few days. So that's a little scary. So, for me, I have a so I well, if I can show you guys this, it'll come up on here. I have a pouch. Well, this
Yep.
is my important. I told my brother and I had everything ready. I was like, if we need to leave, grab the pouch, grab my bag, grab my keys, and then we're out. Because you really can't. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna grab? I mean, you gotta
Yeah.
go. I mean, you gotta go. I mean, you learn something to grab. So it made us all actually think about emergency plans.
Yeah.
It made us think about things like what would you do if they said because we kept there was one night we couldn't sleep because we were on watch the whole night because it was in Santa Monica. It was coming to mind. Now it's coming down here. Santa Monica is just 2 cities over from us in Inglewood. So I was like, that's a little too close, and it was a little scary.
Yeah. That's tough.
But it made us, yeah, but it made us strong. It made us like, okay, James, well, what do you have? Like, do you know where your shit is? And like, just make sure you have it. You'll make it with you. Um, and I have fire extinguishers in places, like just like little things like that. Just kind of, I had hosed down my yard before that. Things like that. So it was like, okay, this is really interesting. I don't have to worry about this kind of stuff normally,
Yeah.
but it taught a lot of us. No one's really. I mean, no one's safe anywhere. I mean, just anything can happen at any time, and I just felt like there were new fires everywhere. Like it just wouldn't end. It's like, come on, does it end? It
Yeah.
would end. But there are restaurants that are gone now that I miss. Gladstone's was one, and it's gone. That whole PCA, it's like we drive up and down that street all the time. It's gone. It's the weirdest thing. But people really, I want to tell you, LA, once again, like we had the strikes and everything, the LA does come together. We get a lot of flack for stuff, and some of it's true. But during that time period, it didn't matter what color, what side of the aisle you were on, it didn't matter. Everybody came together, and that was nice. I like that. That was very nice.
Well, and I'm 38. I'll be 39 in May, but in my short life,
Wait a minute. May
I'm
what?
27th. 27.
Yeah, Gemini. I'm May 10th.
Nice.
I
Nice.
know you were May also. I don't know you're May. We're both, but I'm a Taurus. You're a Gemini. Okay.
Yeah,
I
I'm a
know that.
Gemini. But I've lived through things like the Gulf War, um, or Desert Storm, whatever you want to call it. 9/11, all this stuff has happened, and as much as like America, we hate each other. We really come together for that times, and I remember when Bin Laden or whatever, whoever it was killed. The like all our whole country was just chanting USA. We didn't care if you're a Democrat. We didn't care if you're a Republican or you're straight or you were gay. No one gave a crap. We're all just Americans. We left all those identities, all this crap gone, and just we're Americans. And it sucks that stuff like that has to happen for us to do that, though. And
I
I,
agree.
I I don't like being like serious all the time, but or being touchy. But it really sucks that America just can't get along like this without something stupid happening. It's like,
I agree. No, I agree. I remember when 9/11 happened, and I mean, I lost a cousin and a couple of people in the World Trade Center, and my family's from New York, so I totally get it. I've been in the World Trade Center. I mean, many times. Like I totally, it really hit me hard. And for like 2 weeks, we couldn't find my grandmother, and it was crazy. But again, you're right. Everybody came together. It was like it just didn't. I worked for Morgan Stanley Dean Witt. I worked for a banker, and we had lost our whole office. We lost 17 employees. And in one day, just like that was it. It was gone. I remember
yeah,
getting the phone calls, like, where's my broker? And I'm like, he's dead. Like I couldn't, I mean, it was
yeah,
crazy to say. But in our office, because it's very competitive, it's all about sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. For that, like 2 or 3 months afterwards, it was everybody was on the same page.
yeah,
Again, everybody came together. It didn't matter who was what. You
yeah,
took over so and so's book of work. Like again, I saw beautiful stuff happening. That was just like okay. It's like so. It's like we can come together. Like
yeah.
if we really like if it's really something we can. But you're right. I'm sad that it takes something like that, that to happen that makes us kind of go, okay. I mean, it's like I know every day is tough, and my eggs are $14, and I get it. I get it. I don't buy eggs anymore. It's like screw eggs.
Yeah.
But like, I get it. It's tough. But in the big scheme of things, I'm glad to live here. I mean, it's one of those things where like I can talk about my cousin, but you can't, kind of
Hmm.
thing. It's
Hmm.
like we always when we were kids, like, oh no, that's my no, I'll call him a little shit. That's my brother. I can
Yeah.
call him that, but you can't because you're
Yeah.
not part of the family. It's
Yeah.
like I live
You're not in our group. Don't.
right,
Yeah. Yeah.
right.
And
It's like
that's,
there's things wrong here, and I can talk shit about it if I want to, but you can't over there. Can't talk about it, and
I,
that's like I think country, right? It's like it's my country too. Shit, that's what I'm here for. I'm glad to
I
be.
don't know. I don't know who was. I saw this on Facebook short or something, but it was animated, and they were like, it was Iran or something. You know, it was a country talking, and they said, "America, not everything's about you." He was like, "Mm, you know who our president is, and you watch our presidential race. We don't even know who runs your country. You know, it's like we are the center of attention, and and we live in the best country in the world, hands down. And I'll throw hands on it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like Illinois, but you don't touch Illinois. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
I'm
like,
not getting. I totally get it. I
you know,
totally get it. I
it's
totally get it.
Illinois,
Yeah.
Indiana. We butt heads, but don't
Yes.
you don't run your mouth about them.
Well, it's funny you asked me about growing up in Los Angeles, and one of the things about LA that I do appreciate was that it was very multicultural.
Mm,
So, and one of your guys said that on your first show, I thought was very interesting. He said, "Yeah, you asked him a really good question. You said, I guess to Patrick, what do you miss about being in the Midwest?" He said, "I everybody's the same here." He
mm.
said that. I was like, "That's a good soundbite for your show, actually."
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
like, "Everybody's the same here," and he's like, he missed just seeing different kinds of people."
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that's the experience he got
Hmm.
because I mean, even within everybody even looks similar, everybody's very different in America. From family to family, people are different, right?
Yeah,
So it's like he got to see all that. It's like that's actually really cool. And playing sports, especially when you
hmm.
play other teams, you get to meet people that are different. I think that's such a
For sure.
wonderful thing. Grew up in LA, I saw it, and even go across the country. I came to Clinton, Indiana. When I go to Chicago, when I go to New York, when I go to Louisiana, it's like that's the thing. We're all different. And
Hmm.
so I love it. And I'm multiracial as it is, to mixed race myself. But I love it. I think that is one of our strengths that we all, no one's the same. I mean, we have some of the same values here and there and certain things, but like we're all different. And I thought it was really
100%.
cool. Your guy said that. I go, that's what he missed. Like that's actually very cool. That's what he missed.
Yeah, I mean, he was so used to people like dressing nice, and he gets here and I'm just in sweats all the time. He's like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
like sweats,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
but
yeah. I like
it's
sweats
like,
too. I like sweats all the time too. Shit, I'm wearing sweats. I'm a big boy. I wear sweats all the time.
well, it's comfortable. We don't have to dress up all the time.
Really
Uh, all right, James. All right. Let's see where we want to go with this. Dumbest thing you've ever done and didn't get in trouble. And you can't say stealing some was it
Like I did
eight
the other day,
bucks?
like the other day. I do a lot of dumb things all the time. So I'm like trying to think, what should I choose? I'm like that.
Let's go childhood. Let's just do something childhood. Here, I'll tell a story. I'll tell you mine. And
Yeah,
my
you
dad
tell you.
watched this, and then I'll let you think. So I was home alone, probably like 10 or 11. Okay. And I'm hungry. And we have this big cabinet. I open the drawer, and I don't know what I thought it was, but I grabbed a can, opened it. It was sardines. Um, Instantly, no, right? Smelled it. So instead of throwing it away in the trash can because it smelled, I threw the whole can, everything, in the toilet and flushed it. And it got stopped up in the toilet. And my dad had to take the toilet apart that day
Oh,
because we had company coming over and fish out the can of
oh, and literally
sardines.
fish out, literally.
Yeah. So that was pretty dumb. That's something I did.
I know. I did something as an adult. I did something as an adult. So
Well, I do dumb stuff every day, but yeah.
I know. I'll tell you this one. My grandson. So I have my grandson Zayden and I. We were at a place called the Elephant Bar. It's not here anymore. It's a restaurant. And he dared me because I'm that kind of grandfather. He dared me to drink a whole bottle of ranch dressing for $20. So I was like, I can do that. Of course, you can dare me. I'm Jamie. I'm Grandpa, I'm Papa Jamie. I can do this, or whatever. And my daughter, like, really, I go, well, it's just ranch dressing, right? It's like, I mean, it can't be that bad, right? So I start to drink it. You can't really chug. Ugh, as I'm talking about, my throat's closing up. You can't really chug it down. And I can slide, and then it kind of gets stuck. You have to like swallow, and then like comes in more. Like I drank that whole bottle, and his dad gave me $20. I was sick for like 2 days. I was sick. I was like, oh my God, I was sick. Ooh,
Oh man.
ooh,
I
ooh.
yeah, that's pretty nasty. Pretty nasty, really.
I'm thinking about it right now. Like, oh, I've had ranch dressing since. I can't do it for a while. I'm like, I
I
think I can.
well, I did that with vodka. I had a buddy dare me. He's like, you won't chug that fifth. So I chugged it, and I
A
was
fifth of vodka. Oh my God.
yeah, yeah. So I can't smell. I can't smell it anymore. Like I drank a whole fifth, chugged it, and I was very drunk, very sick. The
A
girls that
fifth.
we're hanging out with weren't very impressed with me puking all night, so that didn't play out
That's
well for
oh,
me. But
oh my
uh,
God. So years ago, I used to drink these Midori sours. Oh, you couldn't pay me to drink them now. Folks, if you know what Midori is, it's a green liquor. And so I remember I had like 8 in a row, 8 Midori sours. And I had to work the next morning. So this is when I was young, so we finished partying at 3 in the morning.
yeah,
I had to be at work at 6.
yeah,
So I didn't
normal kid
sleep.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly right. I was in my 20s. I went to the job. I had to open up I was at work to retail. I'm counting the money downstairs. And all of a sudden I was like, and I just started spewing green chunks everywhere. And the what's crazy is the trash can was right in front of me. Somehow I got it everywhere else. I had to get on my clothes. I had to get the guy go, can you go upstairs and give me a size large shirt and wear pants? Because we went to retail. I got it. I mean, it was like The Exorcist in there. And I was like, I will never drink Midori ever again. Of course, I drank the next night, but that was another story. I was young. I was like, that's
Yeah,
dumb. That ate my, it was all green. It was coming out. I was like, oh, it's just coming out.
yeah. It's funny in the moment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's not funny afterwards. It never tastes better coming up. Uh,
No, and I'm a dare person. When I play Truth or Dare, I'm a dare person. I'm one of those kind of people. I've always been that way. Truth or Dare. Like,
yeah,
why not? Because I mean, that's how life is supposed to be fun, right? It's supposed to be a lot of fun. So I'm like, I will do the dare. And so, and then some of this dumb stuff has come out of that.
yeah, yeah. I was pretty bad. I mean, I would like to say I'm the jackass generation. So
Yes.
the skull and crossbones. Don't try this at home. I'm like, oh, get a camera. We're trying this at home. My mom's currently looking for those videos, by the way. So
Oh
I
wow.
wish you can find them. I think there's probably some kids on there that aren't with us anymore, but it'd be really cool to see some of those videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
I found one on my email. It was so grainy, the video. It's me rollerblading, like,
Oh wow. Oh yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
and I had a couple buddies sitting on right in front of this old school there, and they're sitting on the steps. And I jumped them, and whoever's recording, I don't know. I don't know who's recorded. But they're like, Jock State, we're jumping over Matt Anderson without a shirt. It's like, why was that a needed comment? But
It's a comment. Yeah, it's a comment.
I said that to Matt today, and yeah, I seen him tonight. And he was just like, wow, that was a long time ago. I'm like, yeah, it was like 2008. So,
Wow, that
uh,
is long. Like that.
yeah, the video was so bad. It was like an iPhone
Yeah, I
like
know.
3 or
We've
something.
got better. We got better technology now.
For
Yes.
sure, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Have you ever had Four Horsemen?
What's that? It sounds familiar, but I don't know what that is.
Was it Jack, Jim, Jose? I can't remember what the last one is. It was
So it's
always
one each of it's one each of the liquors. No, I've
yeah.
never done that. It sounds like a Long Island iced tea almost, which is like I think it's like 7 liquors and a splash of Coke or something. I don't do those.
What about what about a Four Loco? You ever drink those old ones? Yeah, yeah. Or
I remember. Oh my God, I remember
Mad
for
Dog
look.
2020.
Okay, so when I was youngin', when they didn't have computers and everything, we used to drink Boone's Farm.
Yeah, hell
And
yeah.
Boone's Farm, it's like gasoline today. I could not drink it now, but I remember drinking Strawberry Boone's Farm, or Wild Turkey, or Mad Dog 2020.
Yeah.
With something cheap, or we had Ghibli's, which was a cheap vodka with Ghibli's. It was on the bottom of the shelf. It was like $2.99. Or these cheap wines. That was called. I think it was called not Roseville, the city I lived in. It was somethingville. It
Yeah.
had Forestville. That's what it was. The wine, you could literally light it on fire, but we were drinking. We were poor, and we were college students. We were young. You couldn't pay me to drink any of that shit anymore. Oh my
No,
god!
I remember going to the gas station at like 19 buying Boone's Farm,
Oh yeah, oh
and I would
yeah.
chug it. It was like water. I mean,
See, I had a mustache and a beard, just deep voice at 13. So I
yeah,
I didn't need a fake ID. I could walk in and I was like, "Hi, I'll have this," and they're like, "Okay," and they just give it to me. So I mean, it was just kind of it was crazy. But I don't try to at home, kids. No.
yeah,
But it was crazy that all that stuff was so we straight Bartles and James. It was all I'm from the '80s, so it was all the '80s stuff, and it was all gross. And then I didn't know about like liquor, like actual stuff until I got into my 30s. That's when I started going. You could actually. I went to my first wine tasting and I went to my first tequila tasting. Like, oh, this actual good liquor that goes down smooth. You don't get a headache or hangover. Like there's ways to drink things that aren't the cheapies. Screw that
yeah,
White Claw. I don't know what your
yeah.
generation had a White Claw.
Well, I used to take like a 2 liter Coke or a 2 liter Dr. Pepper, and I'd pour about, I don't know, a quarter out and just dump a bottle of I can't even think, Captain Morgan in there, and I'd
Oh,
shake it
yeah.
up, and I'd go to parties with a 2 liter because nobody wants to drink after you. So I was just getting hammered all night. I was in Dr. Pepper, and everyone's like, "Why is he so drunk?"
See, that's
Yeah,
how you and I both were drinkers. We knew each other. Been drinking together. I was always. I didn't care about drugs. I was always a drinker. I drank recreationally. I didn't drink
yeah.
any other time.
Oh, I only
But I,
drink with friends. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, same.
I don't, and getting ready to be 39. Like I can drink, so
I'm
it's
56.
getting
Not
harder.
anymore.
The next day is a little harder, or the next 2 days, but we can still have a little fun. Well, James, we're running out of time.
Dang.
It's a pleasure, of course, being on here with you.
Yes,
This is the first video I'm going to say this. Please like and subscribe. I keep forgetting to do that.
you
Um,
have to do that every
but
time. Every time. I want to come back.
yeah,
I want to come back.
yeah, I really want to get you back on here soon, Bubba. But hey, man, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you
you,
for
my
your wisdom.
friend.
Love
Congratulations.
you, brother. Thank you.
Love you too.